Thank you for joining me on this Friday. I'm meteorologist Brian Shields, watching, of course, Karl right here, a tropical storm, and everything on track with it. It is going to roll mainly into Mexico, but we're seeing some higher seas around, and some heavier rain is going to be a big threat on this. Tropical wave that is sliding by right now near Jamaica, down through Colombia, just cleared some of the ABC Islands, and beautiful weather from Haiti, Dominican Republic, Puerto Rico, back through Montserrat as we get toward Anguilla, Antigua, and Barbuda, Barbados, Trinidad, and Tobago, all is looking good. Closer look at this tropical wave here. Scattered rain and storms. You can see them here flaring up even parts of Cuba. So we're going to see a better chance of some rain and storms Jamaica, and then eventually the Cayman Islands as this progresses back to the west over the next couple days. Back behind it, though, in good shape, and even some showers and storms trying to filter into parts of Haiti, Port-au-Prince, and then we're seeing some as you get toward the peninsula here over by the forest, northern Colombia. Scattered rain and storms that could enhance some as we work our way toward Panama and Costa Rica. Bahamas not bad, watching an old front that is nearby, and that is providing some of the rain and storms combining with that tropical wave over toward Haiti. So scattered rain and storms in some spots, other spots seeing some of that beautiful weather that has been with us. All right, out into the open waters, here's the Caribbean, Gulf of Mexico. We're going to get back to, of course, Karl in a second. I want to break that down. A few tropical waves. That area does have the potential of developing. It does look like, though, even if it does develop, it'll be staying out to sea. So one area off the coast of Africa I've been watching. And this time of year, we don't always get a lot of development off the coast of Africa. We're looking more so actually with some old fronts that come off the United States. So we'll be watching out for some of the buildup there. All right, let's swing back into the Bay of Campeche. This here, that is Karl, and everything's really stayed on track, just kind of wobbling its way down. And yes, this is a piece of the leftovers from Julia. It broke off into one section here, another one up here, and this was able to develop some. But the wind's not too good for development, which is great. That's what we want to hear. That is some good news. We don't root for storms here, but there it is, and it is going to make its way as a tropical storm inland. So we're not seeing anything too terribly strong on this, just zooming out a little bit. So again, impacting Mexico, higher seas, the Yucatan swinging all the way around on the north side, and then we'll start to see some of that rain dropping in. So it'll make landfall as a tropical storm, starting to really work in later today and then in through tomorrow, and quickly become a tropical depression. Models all kind of on that heading here. You see these squiggly lines? That's an array of models we have here. Everything pretty much diving it down right across where that cone is, so not seeing anything crazy out of this. These markers here, Air Force hunters, hurricane hunters, I should say, are in it right now, and they're finding, again, some of the winds that are keeping this a tropical storm, generally 40, 50 mile per hour winds right now. It is moving to the south at about 7 miles per hour very slowly, and just looking at some of the data, I know this is small here, just I've been watching some of the data coming in from the aircraft here as it flies in and around Karl. So we're going to see winds 40, 50 on this. Shouldn't get too much stronger on that, but it will be a big rainmaker as this continues to progress down to the south. So that rain's going to be more of an issue, but tropical storm winds as well out of this. We're not going to look at for damaging winds, but here are the tropical storm force wind fields about to hit the coast here of Mexico. So this shading here, tropical storm force winds, and then as it moves inland, again, that core of tropical storm force winds quickly diminishes. So we can see winds 40, 45 miles per hour, some of the gust even higher with that. All right, broader picture. Here is the Caribbean, watching Jamaica here, just taking it out in time. Let me swing you into down the road by the time we get into this weekend. This is by the time we get into Sunday. And again, watching out here, but whatever may try to develop out here looks to stay out to sea. So we will take that. Watching a couple areas, seeing some moisture coming off the coast of Africa there, but closer to home, since once we get past Karl, not seeing any development. This is by the time we get into Monday night and early Tuesday. There could be the next name system developing out here. But as I mentioned, we watch old fronts for development. So we'll keep an eye on some of these old fronts as we get into next week, just to see if anything does try to spin up. This is deeper into next week by Wednesday night. And again, there could be a spin up right here, which would be the next name system. But you see how it's able to kind of curve away as these fronts come off, they kind of catch it. But watching these fronts to see if you get any blobs of moisture here that may kind of want to stick around. But we'll keep an eye on this system that may develop, and of course monitoring Bermuda as well to see if it kind of swings back into that direction. And I'll still keep an eye on what may try to develop back out toward the coast of Africa as we get down the road, but not seeing any major signs of development as we get over toward the Caribbean. So let's get into that. A closer look here, Cayman Islands, Jamaica. And here, this is later today. This is 5 p.m. today, and you see the rain and storms because, as I mentioned, we have that tropical wave that is sliding by. So we'll watch out for some rain and storms here. Another tropical wave will be sliding our way. So we'll eventually see some of the rain picking up over toward Barbados, Trinidad and Tobago, St. Kitts and Nevis, and again back toward Grenada and St. Vincent and the Grenadines. But here's that tropical wave. This is by the time we get into tomorrow afternoon. This will bring some extra rain to Honduras, Nicaragua, and then over toward Belize. And an old front over toward the Bahamas will give us some showers and storms. And that flare up again of some of the rain and storms, Costa Rica, Panama, and parts of Colombia. Then as we get into Sunday, this is Sunday, scattered showers and storms moving into Belize with one tropical wave. And you see back behind it, scattering of showers and storms here, just with that weak tropical wave that's moving in, and even toward the Bahamas with that old front, watching out for some rain and storms. So there may be a name system that gets out there. Next name on the list is Lisa. Of course, we'll monitor Karl, thinking of you in Mexico as that rolls in with a lot of rain. So Lisa, we may get a name system as we get into sometime next week. I'll keep you posted on everything. Thank you for joining this weather community. It is about safety, so I appreciate you sharing it, and I hope you have a good day ahead.